Hello guys and welcome back. So let's start refining the shape of the hair. Okay, so as you can see here, like this is like a big gap, right? That's because those guidelines are going really high, while this one's just down there, right? So that requires us to make some more adjustment. Okay, so we can go ahead and grab these hair guides. You can select them by click and dragging, right? And with those things selected, I think I'm missing one here. Yeah, I think, yeah, those guys. We can start sculpting them. If you go to Xgen shelf, the sculpting one will be this guy. You may mouse drag it over to the far end. And there's also add guide one. If you want to add new guides, you can use that. I'm gonna also drag that to the far end because before this guy was in there, and right on the right side of this button back there is it's convert, which converts all the Xgen hair into geometry. That's gonna take minutes to convert, and it's gonna freeze there. So if you misclick in there, you're gonna have to wait for 5 minutes, which is ugly there. So I just move those guys in there. I'm gonna go to the sculpting now and make my brush bigger by holding on B and drag. And now what I can do is just sculpting them to make them go higher. Okay. Alright, and you can see it's not updating. You have to refresh it to see it really update. So that's kind of like one of the downside of this Xgen Xgen editor in the new versions of Xgen, which is the interactive grooming. There's no problem on that. But again, I just like the old one because of the modifiers, all the modifiers you can add, and the expressions you can write down there. The new ones doesn't have that yet. So when everything is moved in there, we're going to switch to there. But again, the concepts are all the same. So learning it, here and there is not going to make any difference. So that's why I'm recording the tutorial with this old editor. But really, there's no difference between those two when it comes to how the hair guide should look like. Right, so I'm going to go to here and just drag it up, right, to have more volume maintained in there and help them flow better. I think this one can also be moved forward. Can also give them some nice curling on the end, like that. Okay. And I think we're missing something in here, right? Let's see. Yeah, if we can have one more, guys, and you can see also maybe that one is kind of like eating away from this little gap, right? So let's go to this one. This is the add or move guide too. So you holding on control and drag that guy to move it over here so that you can reposition it. Okay, I think it would be better to move it up. Control Z to, yeah. Huh. I'm gonna grab that guy and then I'm gonna move it. I cannot move it like that, but I can. I think I can, yeah, isolate it and then use that control and drag to move it. Yeah, I just wanted to move it somewhere a little bit further away. Yeah, but if you refresh now, you can see, well, this guy is gonna be having a harder separation here, which I think it's not that bad. I think I can give it a little bit more volume here for sure. If I can just use sculpting tool or tweak the guide and just have it match with the rest of the shape better. Okay, and then yeah, for many of those things we can even just grab all these guys. The one you're selecting will be the only ones you're sculpting. I kind of wanted to retain the volume better, so I'm trying to give them a bigger arc. Okay, you can see how we're making the volume look better. Okay, and here then we can add a new guide, right? So I'm gonna go to the add one. I'm just gonna add a new guide in here. You can see it's going down that way, and I don't want it to be like that. So we can copy from one of the shapes. Go grab this guy and then holding down right mouse button, there is a copy guide shape. Okay, and I'm gonna go grab the new one that I added. I think maybe that's the one. or this one. Yeah, maybe that's this one. Yeah, this one here. Holding down right mouse, and there's right mouse button on. Maybe over here you can paste the guide shape. That way you're pasting it over here, right? And then I can go to the sculpting, and I can refine the shape. Okay. If you go refresh it now, you can still see it's not really helping, and it's causing that, right? That's because this part should have also its region map fixed. So we're gonna go back to the primitives, and then go to the region control and start painting that. Okay, you can see now that part is no longer has to be green. So I'm gonna go paint it green real quick. Okay, and then save it. Okay, you can see how that problem is fixed, and we have fixed that little gap in there also. Alright, and let me go ahead and keep tweaking. I think this guy can go back a little bit. You can also see this is getting pretty flat, as you can see. So that's two reasons, right? One is the one of the reasons is because our guide is quite flat, and also we may need some more segment in that area. So we'll see. But for now, I think they're just not looking very good. Okay, so let's try to fix that by sculpting some of the guides, especially the outer ones. We can, make them really arc out, right? Giving them the necessary volume they need to do that. Okay, now if you refresh, you can see how that part is looking better, but you can also see, like, that's just the limitation of the poly count. Those primitives are having. So you need to go to the primitive, and you crank up the CV count to 20. You can see how much better now they're represented, right, with the shapes. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be the process now. Like, you can spend a lot of time here trying to refine the shape of the hair. The guides are going to be your determining your final shape. So you want to stay here as long as you need to get it better, right? So don't rush it. There's no other way you can make it better, right? If the problem is on the guide, you can't fix them by doing modifiers. So that's why this part of the adjustment is crucial. Okay. Yeah, that looks better. I can see how this part is. We have two strands that's going in, and they're wrapping around those two. Right, so we kind of wanted to make some adjustment there. I think this guy can be I think I just can go down a bit more, so it's not blocking the rest that much. Okay, and this one maybe can be more on top. You want to be careful. You don't want to select anything you don't want to select, right? So this can be on the outside. And this, you can see that there's a problem here, right? There's a problem here. This guy and this guy, and those guys are going like inwards this way, while the other guys, well, it's not that bad actually. I think we can get away with some tweaking. Otherwise, when we need to set up some region map to really make them cooperate with each other better, but I think this is fine. Maybe we're missing guides here in the middle. You can see we have one guide here, and the next one is this one. There's nothing here in the middle, right? So it's kind of like Xgen has to interpolate a whole lot. So I guess yeah, I guess the problem here is we need more guide in the middle. So let me do that. Again, to add new guides, right, you click on the plus one and just add a new guide. Okay, and then you can sculpt it like that, give it some more volume. Right. Another reason they're looking quite flat is because we don't have any modifier either, right? So they just do whatever you tell them to do and no variations. So we can make it better later on also. But the main purpose here we're doing is trying to avoid clipping. Okay. Alright, I think those are doing okay, but you can feel like there's some clipping like that's clipping this one, so we can go grab this one and then sculpt it so it's above the one on the bottom. You can also go to the get control point. You can see, well, there's nothing in there, so I guess that's why I cannot really adjust it. Alright. Which reminds me, maybe I forgot to rebuild some of the guides on the outside. Let's see. This one seems to be fun. Yeah, I guess there's some parts of the guide that I forgot to rebuild the curve before, so they're actually pretty low resolution. In that case, you can this is low resolution for sure. So I guess I could make it better if I rebuild those things. Okay, so I think yeah, we can maybe try that. Grab that, right? And we can go to the utilities. We can reshape reshape guide, I guess. I'm gonna close that. Yeah, reshape one. So you can change that to 10 and then accept. Oh no, that's reshaping it. Let me close up all these things. Yeah, I guess there's no way you can reshape it. I think we have different options. We can get those guys and then, you know, copy their shape, or we can go back to the curve and rebuild it from that curve. Which we could do that. We can go grab this thing and get to curve, right? There's this, and then guides we can delete, right? So it becomes a curve, and then we can do a rebuild here with, you know, that, and then we can go back and do curve to guides again and delete that curve, and that way it becomes a new guide, right? Yeah, that way we have more control points. So yeah, there's always different ways to do this. Yeah, overall this old Xgen editor is a bit more flexible, as you can see already. Okay, so yeah, I think the rest of the things is something that you can already do yourself. Like those things are not looking very well. I think there will be, I think it's based on some of the guide. Maybe this one that's doing that, or someone else. If there's something like this one is behaving really weird, okay, we can go select. We can use that tool, which is selecting the hair strands. After that, you can see where do they come from. You can see they're coming from here, right? And so you can add a guide particularly in there to help you to redirect those guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'll go here and then add a guide in here. Okay, you can see how that looks like. And then I can go ahead and sculpt it so that it's not doing that crazy movement. More like a dripping down piece now. See now how I can re-get that area with a new guide. I guess we can do the same thing for that. So I'm gonna go grab these guys. and they're coming from here, right? And we can add one in here right away, and that's going to be the same shape as what we see before, and we can then redefine them. Right, you can see that's the part that's sticking out, and we can just drag them in. Okay. So our primary job here is to avoid clipping. You can see this one. This one is all the way from here, so I think it should be sticking in more. So I'm gonna go here and just move it in, right? And then we can refresh. Okay, and then I think all these guys can go in a bit more. Maybe it's just this one. Alright, and this guy, I guess we can make it stick out over here. It should be on the outside, I think. Okay, you can see like I think the geometry is not having a good poly count in this case. Whoa. And that's what I say, like it's unstable, right? So I think we can just delete it and refresh, right? And then we can add a new one if we wanted to. Or I think this is actually looking okay anyways. So I guess we don't even have to rebuild it, just for the sake of it, right? Yeah, I think the bottom one, this part is losing some more volume than I want them to have. So I'm gonna go grab these guys and then use the sculpting and just give them some more volume. And yeah, that's about it. That's all you are doing in this stage, right? You just keep tweaking all the guidelines until you're happy with the shape. Now, you don't worry about them being too uniform because they are gonna be uniform unless you apply modifiers in this case. So there's not that much you can do on that particular manner, but you can do a lot of other things. Right, but let me see if I grab all these guys. I think they're going from here, so I can add a guideline. Whenever you want to control some piece of like geometry higher than you want to have specific control, you just select them and find their root, add a guide in there, and that guide will be controlling them, right? So it's one of the easier solutions that I use. So you can just immediately control that area instead of trying to tweak other guides. Okay, yeah, I think the back is tweaked also. Alright, if there's more, maybe these guys. I think maybe I need another guide in there, so I'm gonna go add one in there and then tweak it to give it more volume. But don't try to add a whole lot of guide, but you want to find the areas that needs more. Like that one I just created, I think I just need one there to guide this little area. Let's refresh this. Oh, not seeing it refreshing. That's weird. Huh. That's really weird. Not sure what's going on. But yeah, let me let's I think I'm just lost control, or maybe it's just taking time. Or something. Yeah, this system is a little unstable, so I'm not sure. I guess I can save and reopen the file, so let me do that. save it as tweaking guide. Okay. Yeah, now they're showing up, so don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, let's stop the video now, and moving on to the next, we're going to talk about how we can now really use some modifiers to get things look better. Okay, see you guys next time.